Did you know that you can sell your entire marketing agency on an online business brokerage such as Empire Flippers? And at least at Empire Flippers, you can typically sell your agency for between 20 to 40 times the monthly net profit. Now, there are certain agencies that have sold for higher, such as SEO Butler, which we sold for 44 times the monthly net profit. So if you're looking to sell your marketing agency, what can you do to sell that for the highest valuation possible? To answer that question, let's talk about what marketing agency buyers actually look for. They'll look at several different factors, but here are just 8 of those that will communicate to them whether your marketing agency is one that's worthy of acquiring. The first factor is profit margin balanced with operational efficiency. Let's say your business does have high profit margins, but it's able to maintain that because you're doing everything within the company as opposed to outsourcing the work. And therefore, the operational efficiency is low within that agency. It relies completely on you or maybe 1 or 2 other employees within the company to support the operations. So that still becomes a less than desirable acquisition, unless the profit margins are high enough to where a buyer could come in and outsource work and then increase the operational efficiency while still making an attractive profit per month. Number 2 are the agency's clients. Specifically, the buyer wants to know, does this agency rely solely on just 1 or 2 large clients that if one of those clients left, would destroy the agency? Of course, it's great to see that you have high paying clients because that validates the service that you're providing, but it's also great to see either a large volume of high-paying clients or a diverse array of customers that contribute to the overall revenue of that agency. Number 4 is the agency's team. So just as you want to have multiple clients contributing to the revenue of the company, you don't want to be overly reliant on 1 or 2 employees to support the company's operations. So you want to set up your agency to where an employee can leave and you can continue to operate that business, but also that you can replace that employee. And of course, you want to make sure that your team operates as efficiently as possible with minimal input from you as the business owner. And that leads to number 5, which is the agency operations. What kind of work does the business owner actually do? Are there SOPs that allow the business to run with minimal input from you, that allow the other employees to carry on the daily operations? So how many hours per week are you working? And what kind of work is the business owner actually performing? So that if a buyer were to look at this business, they would think, okay, I can actually perform those skill sets, or I can easily learn those skill sets. It's not an overly complicated skill set, and it's not a ton of work just to support the business. All right, next is defensibility. So an agency's defensibility can help a buyer know how long your agency is likely to last, or I guess stay resilient amongst competitors. So it's a good sign if your agency has been operating for 3 years or more, has a strong reputation as demonstrated by both customer reviews as well as employee reviews on some public forums. It also has a unique selling proposition compared to other competitors in the space, and there are potentially even trademarks and copyrights associated with your agency. Number 7 is the business niche. So looking at the niche your agency is, a buyer wants to know certain factors such as how accessible is your niche to new competitors, how big is your niche, so what is the room for growth, is your niche growing or shrinking, and will it likely to continue growing over time? And are there new developments that are putting this specific niche at risk? Buyers usually value agencies that are in evergreen niches the highest because they don't have to worry as much about external fluctuation impacting their asset. And there's been a lot of historical evidence that shows or gives them confidence that this business is likely to continue performing well into the future. And number 7, I've already kind of talked about this as far as employees and clients, but this is a very important point that's worth bringing up, which is, does your agency have any single points of failure? So this could be in the form of having 1 employee that would be difficult to replace, or having 1 client that's providing a majority of the revenue. But just look at the other parts of your operations with the agency. A buyer will be looking very closely at, are there any points where if there's a single point that fails within that business, that the business collapses? And number 8 is the business assets. So does your business have an office? If so, you'll have to find a buyer that is comfortable managing this agency from an office, or do you have systems in place that would enable the buyer to still acquire it without being at the office? The other assets associated with your agency could be physical equipment, a team of employees, including employee contracts, a website, client contact list, email marketing list, social media accounts, agency accounts. So the way these support your agency, and if they're even included as part of the sale, will affect how your business is valued. Now, if you want to learn more about how we actually value an agency, then I'll leave a link to the full blog post below when we go into detail about valuing an agency and valuing an online business in general. And if you want to learn about how you can further scale your agency while reducing the employee risk as mentioned earlier, then click on this video here where our Director of Marketing, Greg, talks about how to treat your marketing agency like a private equity business. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.